guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to finally be making this video for you guys. It's been a heck of a journey. You guys know how newborn stage is, but we are officially 2 months today, 2 months postpartum. I've been wanting to make this video literally ever since I had her, but I've been having a lot of complications. That's a topic I'm going to go into in the next video, but for now I want to introduce you guys to my baby girl, Ellie Inez Tolentino. Look at her, she's finally here. My mama's. Say hi, mama. Hi. Oh my goodness, it's been such a journey, guys. I am so over the moon with my baby girl. She is such a different baby. She has such a different personality from like the rest of my kids, and it's wild. It's wild. I'm so obsessed with you, mama. I'm so obsessed with you. But yeah, guys, this is my baby girl, Ellie, and I wanted to come out with this video and share my birth with you guys. And also, I wanted you guys to meet my baby girl because like I left you. Probably the last video I did was what's in my hospital bag, and I was still pregnant. I was probably like past my due date. So yeah, you want to start with the video? Yeah, you want to start with the video? She's such a chunk now. Oh my goodness. But if you guys didn't see my labor and delivery vlog, I did vlog my labor and delivery up in my family channel. So go check it out. I'm going to put the link in the description box, or I'm going to put a card on one of these corners. But anyways, like I said, it is a positive birth story. So let's get started. She's so pretty. So how do we start? So I believe I passed my due date. I was like 40 weeks and 4 days. I was on my last appointment. Like I said, I was having some complications. So they wanted to see me every other day or so. So because of my blood pressure. So they saw me then, and they were monitoring me, which in labor and delivery, I'm sure I put a clip. They did a stress test on me. They kept me there for a while because my blood pressure was like over the roof. And they're like, if you don't feel good, go to the hospital. Sure enough, that same day, I went back home. I was waiting for my husband, and by 3 o'clock, because he was picking up my kids, I was already having like little minor contractions. I'm gonna put her down because she's a little heavy. Yeah, we're gonna put you down because you're a little heavy, mama. Yeah. I'm gonna put her right here. During the day, I was having like minor contractions. I was having a little headache. So I'm like, oh shit, I think I should start heading out to the hospital, because they obviously told me that if I have any like symptoms of preeclampsia, like headaches and all this other stuff, you know, to start heading to the hospital. I started having headaches, and my mom's like, I think you should go. And I'm like, no, I want to wait and see. And all of a sudden, I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait. Let Jeffrey go pick up the kids, and, you know, we'll go from there. See how I feel. So 3 o'clock passes, and we had this guy over to give us a quote on our backyard. And I was like, I feel like today's a day. Something gave me like this presentimiento that today's a day. So I'm speaking with that guy because my husband's not there, and I'm calling my husband. I'm like, Jeffrey, you know, he's here. You know, yada yada yada. And I was like, come home. I was like, and I'm not feeling good. I felt like my body was like kind of weird, already preparing for labor. And sure enough, I had a really huge contraction while I was talking to the guy, and I'm like, I am so sorry. I was like, I'm having a contraction, give me a second. And this guy was like so scared. He's like, what the hell do I do? And I'm like, no, I'm okay. Thankfully, my mom was there with me. And 3:30 comes. I'm like, Jeffrey, you need to come home. Like, I'm having contractions. And he comes home with the babies, with the kids. And I started having like crazier and crazier and crazier contractions. Mama! I started having crazier and crazier contractions. I'm gonna pick her up. You're a little heavy, girl. Yeah, look at her smiling. Yeah, so I just started having a lot more like stronger contractions. I'm like, it's time, we need to go. Thankfully, I had my hospital bag packed. I still didn't have like some little things that I needed to put, like my charger and everything. So I started heading up, and I was like, last minute, I'm like, I'm gonna go take a shower. I wanted to go take a shower. Literally, that whole day, I was contemplating whether or not to take a shower and do my hair, because I really wanted to do my hair. My mom's like, you don't have time. This baby's gonna come out now. And remember what the doctor told you. So I just like, you know, washed my body and stuff, and like started heading out because I started having contractions during the time that I was taking a shower as well. And I'm like, you know what, it's time, like I need to go now. Don't mind her little bald spots. It's so funny. I love it. Her little crown starts here. But anyway, so we start heading to the hospital. My husband is like driving nuts, and I'm like, dude, relax. And this guy like started like slowing down, because you know how they brake check you because you're like going so fast. He was being, you know, an asshole, and started brake checking my husband, and my husband was like literally about to get out the car, and he didn't give a shit up until like he saw me like screaming, and the guy moved. Yeah, it's kind of weird. How is this positive? By 4 o'clock I got to the hospital, and my contractions were literally like a few minutes apart, and I'm just like, oh my god, like I'm about to have this baby right now. And we check in, we go upstairs, and the nurse asks me, you know, what am I here for? And I'm like, to get the baby out, obviously. And then she starts laughing because she sees me having a contraction at that moment as well. They put me to a triage room. Sure enough, we get to the hospital, and they tell me that I am 7 centimeters dilated, and they were like, Mama, you are ready to deliver this baby. While I'm on triage, it's so funny, I don't even know if I should look the story up, but while I'm on triage, if my husband's watching this, he's gonna be cracking the hell up. Here's the thing. The day before, we ate corn, right? Yeah, we ate corn because we were craving it. While I'm in triage, I don't know if it was like a nervous poop, but I ended up going to the bathroom, and I'm like, Jeffrey, I need to go to the bathroom. He's like, shit, it's the baby, don't push. And I'm like, I'm not pushing, it feels literally like diarrhea. And I sit down and I'm pooping, and literally like, oh my god, this is so gross. Too much information. But the corn comes out. You know how corn is not digested, right? Okay. So we have a little insider saying that Ellie is called Ellie Elote from now on. And we were like dying in the delivery room. Too much information. But anyways, the nurse comes and tells me, you know, all these basic things, like, you know, how are you doing, you know, and takes my blood pressure. My blood pressure was a little high at that moment as well. And then the doctor comes and tells me if I have a birth plan, which I didn't, because I'm not used to doctors asking me if I had a birth plan, because my first was a premature baby. My second and my third was spontaneous and quick. I literally delivered them in like less than an hour. I told her, well, the only thing that I actually really wanted to do was delay my cord clamping, and she's like, I actually do that. I advocate moms to do that as well. So if you don't mind, I'm like, yeah, of course, I wouldn't mind at all. Like, I'm so excited to do that. So that, and then we actually told her that we were gonna record as well, if that was okay, and she said obviously it's okay. From then on, like, you know, that mood was set, and we were like so like excited to have this baby. Everything was going so smooth up until I get to the delivery room. We get to the delivery room, and I started having like crazy contractions, and I'm like, Jeffrey, I don't think I'm like able to do this naturally, because I usually opt out on the epidural from the last 2 pregnancies. And I was like, I don't think I could do this natural. Like, my baby stopped moving. I don't know if it happens to anybody, but my baby stopped moving, and that's one of the signs of me going into labor, which that's one thing that she didn't do. It was very different. That's why I didn't know if I was in labor or not, because I did feel her up until the end. That's why I was like, I don't know if I'm in labor or not, up until I started having contractions. So while I'm in the delivery room and having contractions, she's kicking as well during each contraction, and I'm like, I don't think I could do this. I really don't think I could do this naturally. Like, it was so painful. They checked me, I was 7 centimeters dilated, and I wasn't moving any faster, and I'm just like, you know what, give me the epidural. I can't do this no more. Like, I can't, and this is my last baby, and I really want to enjoy the delivery, because most of the time, you know, when you're in such pain, you go through shock and stuff, and I get like really bad anxiety after like delivering my babies naturally, and I just hand them to the doctors, and I really can't until I, like, you know, my adrenaline goes down. So me and my husband decided that I should get into epidural so I could enjoy my last labor and delivery, because yes, this is my last baby. So I was like, I need to enjoy her. I need to enjoy this and remember, because whenever I go into shock while I'm delivering, like, I don't really remember much. An hour later, and I was still like around 8, and I was like, yeah, no, give me the epidural. The anesthesiologist came, and he's like, you know, you can't go past 9 centimeters because I won't be able to give you the epidural. And I'm just like, shit, and I'm thinking about it, and then as he's talking to me, I feel her pain even more, and I'm like, I'm dying in pain. I'm like thinking about it and thinking about it. I'm like, can you give me a second to speak to my husband? And we speak, and my husband was like, you know what, yeah, we're gonna decide that she gets the epidural. So we're waiting for the other anesthesiologist to come, and the nurse comes and talks to me. All right, my son just opened the door and left it open, and I'm not trying to get up. As I'm talking to my husband, and a nurse comes, and she's like kind of explaining to me the delivery room, how it's set up and stuff, and I've never felt my water break naturally. And this time, while I'm waiting, I'm just talking to my nurse, and yeah, all of a sudden I just hear bah! And all my water just like breaks, and I'm like, oh my god. And I just started crying because I was just so emotional. I'm just like, this is my last baby. I really wanted to feel what it is, water break on its own. and I was like so excited, and I was like, this is amazing. This is such a different experience. The vibe in the hospital was such a great experience that I had. So once the anesthesiologist comes, I was in extreme pain. I've never felt this pain before. Like I said, she was kicking during my contractions. I've never felt that pain in my life. I was like screaming, like, I need the epidural now. And while they're putting the epidural, I'm having contractions, and my husband's just holding me, and I'm just like panicking and screaming. I get so nervous like talking about it because I've never experienced such pain before. While they're putting the epidural, like I feel like a very sharp pain on my back. This is supposed to be a positive birth experience story. And this does not sound positive, but to me it is positive because I literally had an amazing time in the hospital. I don't know if it's because we're in Virginia, but honestly, like, this experience has been the best. So yeah, so I get my epidural. Only one side of my epidural works, and I'm just like still feeling these contractions, and I'm screaming at the nurse. I'm like, help me please. And she's like, okay mama, okay. Not screaming like technically screaming at her, just like, you know, screaming for help. And she's like, I know, you have to lay on your other side. So I'm laying this way, and it starts like radiating because supposedly epidural works with gravity. So I started turning, and then like it started going to my left side, and I was feeling less and less the pain. And I thank God, because that was the most painfulest contractions I've ever had. You killed me in there, girl. So yeah, the doctor comes around like 7 o'clock, and she's like, oh, she's 8 centimeters. And I'm like, okay. And we're just waiting because there's somebody having a complicated birth on another room. And she's like, okay, well, we're gonna have to wait now. At 8 something, the doctor comes. She's like, okay mama, let's check you, see if you're quick enough, because she's like, you're already like 9 centimeters, almost 10 centimeters dilated, like we could deliver this baby now. I'm like, really, now? And I'm like, can I like you know set up my camera still? She's like, yeah, set it up, and if call whoever you gotta call. We literally, my sister made a chat for all my family and Jeffrey's family as well. They all watched the birth and experienced the birth with me. And at 9:02, my little princess Elines, I'm getting so emotional, my little baby girl, came into this world, and it was the most amazing experience. I hope I didn't really make it seem that it wasn't amazing, because for me it was the most amazing experience I've had in the hospital with my baby. The best labor and delivery I've ever had, even though it was a little hard because you hurt me mama, but it was the most amazing positive experience. The doctor there was phenomenal. She heard me, she listened to me. While I'm pushing, the doctor tells me, when I tell you not to push, you don't push, because I don't want you to tear. She was such a delicate doctor. My camera decided to die as I'm recording this video. Baby girl. So yeah, so I don't know where I was at. I know I was like telling you guys when I was pushing, and extremely delicate doctor, amazing doctor. She did not let me tear at all. I had no stitches. She told me that it was more like a road rash. She was kind of explaining it to me, like when you skid and you have a little rash. That's how it looks like. There was no tears. I hope I kind of explained my birth story a little bit. If you guys are interested, like I said, you guys go watch my labor and delivery. I don't really know how to explain things, so I hope I really put this as a positive birth story, because to me it was very positive. I know I made it seem that I was in like the worst excruciating pain. I mean, but labor is, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, is the most excruciating pain a mother will ever feel. But once that baby comes out, that pain is worth it. You don't even remember about the pain, honestly. Like, that's how labor and delivery is. I did want to put a disclaimer out there. Every pregnancy and every labor and delivery is different. You can't just go by what people say in YouTube or whatever people say. You will go through your own experience on your own. You will go through your labor and delivery experience on your own. I am so excited that I finally made this video for you guys. And I also noticed all the new subscribers that I've had so far. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys for being patient with me. These past 2 months hasn't been easy. Next video will be me explaining what has happened during the past 2 months. I'm so happy that we finally have baby girl here with us, and I'm so excited to have you guys join our little journey together, right? Right, mama? Say hi. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so excited for this new journey, and stay tuned for the next few videos because they gonna be juicy, right? Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.